Welcome to today's Explainer. We're digging into an absolutely fascinating source text right now. It's based on a Dharma talk from way back in November 1993 called Escaping from Ignorance. And what makes this so incredibly compelling is how it gets right to the root of human suffering. Even better, it gives us a real, structured, actionable prescription to fix it. So, if you're into understanding the deep psychology of why we struggle and how to actually overcome it, you are in the exact right place. Let's get into it.
So have you ever felt like you're just stumbling around in the dark in your own life? You know that feeling. You aren't sure where you're going, you keep bumping into things, and every step just fills you with this subtle, lingering anxiety. Well, the source text uses this exact, powerful metaphor of navigating life without a flashlight to describe our baseline state of human suffering.
And that brings us to our first major concept from the text, mumo, which translates to ignorance. But here is the crucial distinction. This kind of ignorance has absolutely nothing to do with your IQ or where you went to school. The literal translation of the characters means an absence of light. It's a lack of inner wisdom. It's that state of walking blindly in the dark, which practically guarantees we're going to stumble, get hurt, and suffer.
Looking at this chapter heading directly from the original text, it translates roughly to the cause of life's suffering. The author is making a really bold claim here. This specific ignorance, this lack of inner light, is actually the root cause of almost all the suffering we experience. Grasping this is the very first critical step in diagnosing our own minds. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll hit the root of suffering, the three core poisons, the traps of pride and doubt, a case study on the classic novel Kokoro, and finish up with the path out of the dark.
Section 1. The root of suffering, walking blindly in the dark.
Section 2. The three core poisons, greed, anger, and delusion.
Okay, the text doesn't just leave ignorance as some vague, abstract idea. It actually breaks it down into actionable symptoms. According to this framework, ignorance breeds specific toxic mindsets known as the three poisons. Think of these as literal toxins that cloud your judgment. We've got greed, which is our endless craving, anger, our frustration and rejection when things don't go our way, and delusion, which is basically our foolishness, our inability to just see reality as it actually is. Whenever you're hurting, I guarantee one of these three is hard at work in your mind. To really hammer this home, the text uses this visceral, completely unforgettable analogy. Greed is like a stray dog rummaging through a trash can. It's shamelessly hungry, completely oblivious to how it looks to anyone else. It's a brutal image, right? But it perfectly captures how greed just hijacks our dignity. It makes us blindly chase desires without even realizing how desperate or shallow we might look to the outside world.
Section 3. The traps of pride and doubt, afflictions of the capable.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The text identifies two advanced poisons specifically tailored for highly capable, excellent people: pride and doubt. Pride is that inflated ego, the voice saying, "I am great, I know best." It's a trap for smart people because, let's face it, they often are right, which totally blinds them to their own flaws. And doubt? We're not talking about healthy curiosity here. This is a dark, cynical distrust of others, an endless, paralyzing questioning that just destroys your peace of mind.
The text makes such a brilliant observation about this. Modern society loves doubt, right? We're taught to be scientific, to question absolutely everything. The source impartially notes that while that's super useful for science or journalism, applying endless personal doubt to your relationships cuts you off from human connection. It's like missing out on this massive, sweet harvest of autumn grapes just because you're too cynical to believe the fruit is actually real.
Section 4. Case study, Soseki Natsume's Kokoro, the five poisons in action.
Theory is great, but let's look at a practical application. The source uses characters from Soseki Natsume's classic Japanese novel Kokoro to show how these five poisons ruin lives. Take the character K. He falls to greed by wanting to marry without a dime to his name, and pride by stubbornly refusing any help. Then there's Sensei. He is completely eaten alive by doubt. After a terrible betrayal over his inheritance, Sensei loses all trust in humanity, which spirals into self-distrust and tragically his eventual suicide. The author points out something fascinating here. Kei wanting to marry the boarding house's daughter while basically living off Sensei's charity, that is a textbook example of blinding greed. It's the stray dog mentality, totally hidden behind the facade of an educated scholar. It just goes to show how even the smartest people can be completely oblivious to their own toxic mindsets.
Section 5. The path out of the dark, how to escape ignorance.
So,
Having expertly diagnosed these poisons, how do we actually cure ourselves? The text drops this incredible mindset shift. Life is a workbook of problems. I will solve this workbook. I mean, wow, I absolutely love this. It completely reframes our struggles. Suffering isn't just random, meaningless pain. It's a personalized workbook. You're a student of life, and these hardships, they're simply math problems you're being challenged to solve.
So, how do we solve the workbook? The source lays out a logical three-step progression. Step 1, recognize the suffering. You have to actually acknowledge the pain. Step 2, find the root cause. This means identifying exactly which poison is at play. Is it your pride? Is it greed? Step 3, make the firm resolution to remove that specific poison, extinguish the suffering, and finally step out of the dark.
Ultimately, we have to become like objective doctors diagnosing our own minds. Think about it. A doctor doesn't just guess, they investigate. Is it the heart, the stomach? We have to do exactly the same thing. We need to locate exactly which poison, greed, anger, delusion, pride, or doubt, is causing our symptoms. Because you can't write a real prescription for happiness until you've accurately diagnosed the root cause.
Which leaves us with a really vital question to ponder today. What poisons are hiding in your own workbook of life? I highly encourage you to look in the mirror after this and apply this framework to your own struggles. Are you clinging into a doubt that's keeping you isolated? Is some hidden pride making you stumble in the dark? Diagnose your mind, solve your workbook, and turn on the light. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.